Want people to hear you. So hi Facebook, look who we have, Andre McSwain. Hi Andre.
Hey.
Before we went live, you said something really poignant about being at home and what's unique about this. Do you want to repeat what you just said? I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, everyone's so busy, and like me, like I get up usually, like when there's not a pandemic, I get up at like 4:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning to get up and start my day, and you never realize like how much time you're not spending at home and how much time you're not spending with your family. Um, it's kind of nice. It's nice just to like be home and see my wife like face to face, not over FaceTime at lunch or it's been nice. Kind of just reconnects you.
Yes. You know what I've found about that's very interesting from your perspective, that it's got you back to, that you're communicating on a much better, deeper level with your wife. For me, it's gotten me to realize how much we need each other, like as a human race,
I think people don't, no one ever wants to feel vulnerable.
It's true.
No one ever wants to think that they actually need someone else or they need other people. And then when you don't have that, like just something simple and basic like that, like being able to have contact with your friends, have contact with your family. It was just Mother's Day. A lot of people didn't get to see their mother. I didn't get to see my mother. I had to drop flowers off for her. I couldn't see my mother face to face, my wife and my mother-in-law, like she didn't see her mother, like you don't realize how powerful those things are until they're taken away from you.
Yes. So you're right in the thick of things in the hot spot. You're in New York. You're in Staten Island. So what kind of hellish time has this been for you and your family?
Well, you know what? It's been quiet. It's been quiet. I do whatever work I can do from home, and a lot of the time it's just snack time.
Yeah.
And nap time and movie time. I don't know if I think I'm gonna have a hard time going back to like regular life, because like now, like it's like, hey, so like are we gonna eat now? And then we usually do, and it's like, should we find a new TV show to watch? It's like it's like overload of all the things that you don't even know that you missed.
Isn't that the truth?
In that place, so like I mean that's pretty much, that's been my reality for the last few weeks. I don't see people. I go outside not very often. I head out for a run a couple times a week, and we don't live too far from the beach. I run down to the beach, I run down the boardwalk and back. We go to the supermarket, we go to the laundromat. That's pretty much like that's become our that's where we socialize. I speak to the cashier at ShopRite through plastic, through a plexiglass.
Exactly.
Today I went out and got some things. My wife just took up pottery, so I went out to go get some equipment for her from the hardware store, and it was amazing. It was great. When I got there were 4 people there. I spoke to all 4 of them.
Jeez. Have you?
Yeah, it's like you never realize how much you miss just those little things.
Yes.
And they was to see me, like we all had masks on, and it was it was weird. We living in weird times, but just like that just needing that like human contact.
Yes. It's so true. Have you had anybody in your family or friends that have been sick with the flu out there on the East Coast?
Yeah, my brother contracted it. This was a few weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
He got it. He's a correction officer here. So he got it on the job, and I was home. We're recovering from it, fighting it on medication, and I know of a few other people. Like I know people like second and third hand, through other people that contracted it. I know a few people who didn't make it.
Yep.
I know of a few people who didn't make it. A good friend of mine just lost her brother this past weekend.
I'm so sorry, Andre. I'm sorry you lost friends.
And it's just one of those. Nobody was ever. No one was ever prepared for this. No one was ever prepared. I never thought that we would ever be. And I was here for 9/11. I was here for 9/11. I was here for the first time that they bombed the World Trade Center. I was here for Sandy. Like this was this really, I think, just took everybody by storm.
It did. It did. And everybody in the country feels so bad for what's going on the East Coast, unless they're the morons that think it's a conspiracy theory and it's not really happening, and like the Holocaust never happened, you got them idiots.
You got a lot of people who feel that way. You got a lot of people who they think that everything is always there's always something, there's always some kind of conspiracy going on, or there's always, this is to cover up something else. Then there's really people out there dying.
Exactly. So many.
People, not fake people dying. There's real people dying. So I think you're always gonna have those kind of people too. That you're always gonna have your conspiracy theorists and
right.
And a lot of people just want to get out of the house.
I'll say, oh my gosh. All of a sudden we all felt like we were in a third world country. I can't even get toilet paper. What the heck?
That's crazy. I'm glad my wife ordered about 1,000 rolls of toilet paper before. Maybe not 1,000, but a lot of toilet paper.
Yeah.
We live like 3 blocks from the supermarket, so I go to the supermarket like once a week. Put a little mask on. They allow only a certain amount of people in there at a time. They have people in there making sure that you're standing 6 feet away from the people that are next to you. So, and I'm kind of getting used to it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting used to it. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I feel like if this is what we have to do to make it go away.
Yep.
And this is it. It could be way worse.
Could be so much worse.
Put on a mask. Don't hug people. I'm a hugger. I like to hug people.
Me too.
Stand 6 feet away from people in the supermarket. I can do that.
Yeah. That's the least we can do. So talk to me about your comedy career. You've gone from, you've been on MTV. What is it, Yo Mama? Is that a show?
I did Yo Mama. That was like a lifetime ago.
How long ago was that, Andre?
It was when I had the hairline of a younger man. That was some time. It was so long ago. I don't even remember when it was. That show went off the air many, many, many years ago.
Wow. So how long ago did you start comedy?
And I was just talking to my wife about it. Whenever I think about when I started comedy, I can't even really pinpoint an exact time, but it's been about 42 now. I started comedy in my mid-20s. I was about 25 when I started comedy.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, started comedy in New York City.
At Broadway Comedy Club.
At Broadway Comedy Club, that's right. At Broadway Comedy. Hey, actually, you know what? My very first show, the very first show that I did was at a club called the Laugh Lounge, which is legendary, huge club that was down on the Lower East Side of Manhattan, and it went out of business years ago. They went under, but I did my very first show there.
Wow.
Very first show. I came up with the idea one day because I always loved, like I was like a theater kid. I was in acting. I love, and I always I've always been a performer. Comedy was one of the things that I had never tried before. I was doing sketch, and I decided to give comedy a try, and I saw that they were looking for new talent at this club, the Laugh Lounge. So I called them up, and I was like, hey, like I'm a new comic. I want to come down and do a guest spot. That's what they were, and I didn't even know what a guest spot was. I didn't really know what comedy was. I had no experience. She asked me. She was the owner of the club. She said, "You have any experience?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I performed at this place, and I performed at that place. And I kind of dabbled here. I had never been on stage before. Never been on stage before." And she said, "Okay, cool. All right, come down. It was 2 Saturdays from the date that we spoke. Come down. You got 5-minute spot going out between this comic and this comic. You got 5 minutes." And I went down there. I was super excited because one of the comics was actually a comic that I had watched as a kid.
Wow.
On Comic View on BET. So I was super excited. I was like, oh wow, shit. Like right out the gate, like I'm a real comic. Like she's inviting me to come down and get up on stage with these real comics. So like I had never written a set before. I had never ever like sat down and even like written jokes. And I sat down like for a couple of minutes one afternoon. I wrote 2 jokes, and then I spent the entire rest of the time trying to find an outfit that was right for the stage. Because like if I'm gonna go down to the Laugh Lounge and do this show, I need my outfit has to be on point. I went and made sure that I had a great outfit. Went to a barber, got a nice haircut. Got down there early. I invited my little brother, and I went in. I tried to be professional. I remember going in like the little green room area, seeing the other comics. Everybody was sort of, everyone was talking, doing their thing, and I just sat there preparing for my 5 minutes. All right, I wrote these 2 jokes. I'm ready. All right, do the 2 jokes over and over in my head. All right, cool. Nope, I got it. They called me to the stage, and when I got up there, I had no idea how long 5 minutes. 5 minutes was. 5 minutes. I feel like anybody who doesn't have like a good concept of time, like put them on a comedy stage. Feel what 5 minutes feels like for the first time standing on stage. I got on stage, and that room was so big I couldn't even see the back of it. It really wasn't. But I went up there and I just bombed. I bombed for like 5 minutes straight. I remember going up and doing my first joke. I don't even remember what the first joke was. I went up, did my first joke, and everybody looked at me like I was crazy. And then I So I gave him the punchline again, like, see? He still looked at me like I was crazy. And then I went on and I said, okay, well, you know what? I got my other joke. So I did my other joke, and my other joke was just as horrible. But I got one person in the back of the room to laugh. One person back there, and everybody looked at her like she was crazy. And then I sort of just kind of like floundered up there for the remaining like 3.5 to 4 minutes. It felt like being in a fight and just wishing somebody would break it up. That's what it felt like. It was horrible. It was the most horrible feeling I ever felt in my life. I remember looking down at my brother. He was sitting in the front row, and I looked down at my brother, and he looked up at me, and he just gave me that look like, I wish I could save you right now, but I can't. You have to do something. Save me.
Oh my gosh. How did you get better?
Well, you know what? The one thing I left there with was I wanted to understand how the other comics got up there and did what they did. Because in my mind, I knew, I was like, you know what? I was like, yeah, I'm funny. I'm funny. Like, you know, my friends think I'm funny. My coworkers think I'm funny. How do I go up there and do what they do? And that's kind of been that was my mission, was to figure out like who am I? What's my voice? What am I talking about?
Exactly.
You know, what's my message? Who am I talking to? And comedy kind of forces you to do that. Like comedy forces you to because it's all about the relationship you have with yourself. So comedy sort of forced me to have a better relationship with myself, and it was very the getting better happens along that exploration.
Yes. I remember writing jokes and telling jokes just because the jokes were funny. They didn't have a thing to do with my life or how I felt. And then I had a friend tell me, "Have you ever thought about being authentic?" And I went home and looked up what is authentic. And then I cried for 2 weeks. And then when I got done crying, now when I go on stage, I'm only saying things that are authentic, that I'm really connected to.
Well, I think that's that journey. Comedy is all about the journey to that place. Because after that, I left there. I ended up going to Rotary Comedy Club, and that was like my first real comedy experience. And I went there and I barked. And
Me too.
worked in the World Room for 2 years.
Wow.
Just trying to get my chops, and standing out there in Times Square in the cold, giving out flyers, and then running back to the club to do my set, to run back outside, and I got the chance to work on me on stage and my relationship with the stage. And then I remember one day someone coming up to me, who was a comic that was there, came up to me and pulled me to the side, and he was like, "Yo, man, that set was funny. That was good." And I felt so accomplished. And then he said, "But anybody could have done that set. It doesn't tell me anything about you."
Whoa. Holy.
Then I was lost again. And then the journey, it's like playing like one of those video games, and then you you got to the last board, and then you killed the dragon, and then you got the princess, and then there's more video game, and then there's more to go, and like there's more to learn, and everything that you thought you learned, you thought that you know, that's all you needed, and it was like, no, 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 no. You got a lot further to go. So, and I feel like it's still like that. Like, it's still like that. Like now, like I still learn things, and I'm still learning, and I'm still developing, and you know, every once in a while, like I have one of those moments where I run into some Yoda. It's like, hey, listen, man, like, no, this is cool, but did you know about this? And I'm like, oh shit.
Yes. Don't you love it? The journey. Like when I first got on stage 6 years ago, I was doing the oldest one doing comedy. And like I told you, they were just jokes I wrote to be funny. And so people would roll their eyes, and the comics would make an excuse to go smoke a cigarette to get out of the room if I was there. And I literally had to do sit-ups during my set or throw cue cards in the air after every punchline. I had to do all kind of shtick to make young people want to even listen to me.
Yeah, you know, one thing that I learned is you have to become comfortable with uncomfortability. You have to like become like awkwardness and uncomfortable. I lived there.
Yeah?
I lived there all day. Like I've done some really, really awesome shows, and I've done tons of shows with nobody in them. I've done tons of shows where everybody was bombing. I've done tons of shows where just I was bombing. But you gotta learn to fight. You gotta learn to fight, you know, and you know, sometimes you got your back on the ropes. You just gotta know that you can still win. You have to be okay with that.
I like that. Are you a boxer? Those are boxing terms you just used.
A little bit. I'm a health coach.
Oh.
So like, you know, personal trainer, and I spent some time in the ring. Spent a lot more time on like the weights. I always look at challenge as a opportunity to get better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like when I'm challenged, like there's a part of me that likes the bomb.
I know. You learned something.
Yeah, it's like, you know, you paint yourself into a corner in the room, and it's like, how do I get out of this situation? So like there's a part of me that really likes to be in that situation where now I have to figure it out.
Yeah. I love a heckler. I love when somebody in the audience is sitting there with their arms folded or rolling their eyes or tapping their friend on the shoulder like, oh God, not, you know, anything, because it puts you in the moment. It makes you dig deep how to get yourself out of it.
Oh yeah, hecklers, you know what, I like the idea of hecklers. I've never really handled hecklers well.
How do you handle it?
I've never handled hecklers well because I come from like central Brooklyn, where, you know, if somebody says something shitty to you, you just beat them up. Like that's where I come from. So like I would be on stage. I've had some horrible heckler situations. Horrible heckler situations. Like I was in Utah, and a dude heckled me, and I like jumped off stage and went after the dude because I didn't understand. Oh, he's just talking. He's just talking. Had a situation with a heckler that had a gun.
Yep.
You know, like I never had good situations with hecklers, but those situations are the ones that make me better. Like just like performing under pressure, and like being in that kind of situation where you have to, you know, you have to become resourceful. You got to be creative.
Yeah.
Any situation,
Exactly.
You know, but still, you got to figure it out.
Yeah,
You gotta figure out. It's like every problem, there's some kind of resolution. And the audience, they want you to win too. They want you to win.
they do.
They bought 2 drinks. They want you to win.
Paid for a babysitter, drove their car, paid for parking.
Right. That's right. That dude, he ironed a shirt. If I iron a shirt for you, I want you to win.
And the girls want you to do well because they want to get laid.
Exactly.
I never saw a girl at a comedy show that didn't dress up to get laid.
Exactly. It's a situation that's just sort of it's laid out. It's laid out for you
To win.
You just kind of have to be open. You got to be open to it, and you have to be. You got to bend. You got to adapt. You got to live. You got to live in the moment. You got to be connected. You got to be present.
Amen. One of the best times I ever had was going up on stage, and I don't know what it was I did, but they were laughing before I talked. They were on board.
That happens.
Don't you love that? What is that?
Amazing. That's when I know it's going to be the most amazing night. When I get up there and I look at them and they just start laughing, I'm like, this is going to be amazing.
Yeah. And like they're quiet for everybody else that goes up before you. And then you go up and they're like, yeah, this lady's going to, yeah. Like, whoa.
Nothing like that.
Huh?
There's nothing like that.
Nothing.
There's nothing like a amazing set with smiles and laughs. No matter how you got it. Even if you didn't even work to get it.
Thank you. There's times when it just gets the energy in the room. You can't do anything wrong.
Oh yeah. There's times where I get on stage and I get laughs I didn't even work for, and all of a sudden I grew like a foot taller. There's nothing, and I think that's kind of that's one of the things. It's one of the things that propels us. It's one of the things. It's a good feeling, just to know that you can have that kind of effect.
We're never going to figure it all out because there's always going to be some other layer of the onion that's going to need to be peeled. And if there isn't, you might as well get out of the business,
Yeah, well, I think that once you figure it all out, then that's the end of the game. And I don't want to know what the end of the game is.
Me neither.
I want to know the end of the game.
One time I was in a comedy contest and I had 22 predictable punchlines. And I had rehearsed and rehearsed and rehearsed, and I got up on the stage, and I forgot everything I had practiced. And so I literally had to make up stuff. It was the first time ever that I made stuff up in front of a crowd, and while I was having the biggest blank ever. And I still got laughs. I couldn't believe, and that increased my confidence to think on my feet and be in the moment.
Oh yeah, because you never really know. Like, you have a plan, right? But every situation is different. Every situation is different. I did a weekend at an adult sleepaway camp. And did mushrooms for the first time. And I had to get on stage and then do a show. I had to get on stage and do a show. I had to do a mushroom. I had never ever done mushrooms. And I'm not I'm not a guy that can just do mushrooms and then go and do something responsible, or go and do something that takes
Concentrate.
Kind of coherency.
Yeah.
Yo, can we have you back? Will you come back next week? Dude, I just looked out into the audience and saw a bunch of chickens. So you always have to be ready to rock and roll, and you gotta trust too. You just gotta trust that it's gonna be good. everybody came out to have a good time, and you know, and that has to kind of be like the fuel behind your mission.
Yeah. When was the first time as a kid that you remember turning around a bad situation by making people laugh?
As a kid, well, I used comedy for I used comedy as a buffer when I was a kid a lot, because I grew up in a neighborhood I grew up in a rough neighborhood, and you know, there was a lot of times where comedy saved me. Comedy really saved me. I remember going into a different neighborhood with some of my buddies one time. We go to the library to go meet some girls, and we ran into a bunch of other kids, and one of them had a pistol.
Whoa.
Yeah, he like took this at pistol point. Like held us at pistol point. Like he was like, "Yo, who are you guys? Where are you from? You're not from here. Why are you here?" And just because I was uncomfortable, I used my humor, and he was like, "Oh, okay, cool. No, these guys are cool. These guys are cool." And then I ended up becoming friends with the guy. I'm like, "Yeah, that guy, he tried to shoot us like 2 weeks ago. Like now he's like walking down the street. He's like, 'Hey, what's up, Andre?' And they're like, 'Oh, yes, isn't that the guy that held us at gunpoint by the library?" So like I used comedy a lot for discomfort. I also used it to celebrate. I used it because it was my muscle.
Yeah.
You know, like comedy was like my strength.
Yes. I remember my parents, they went through the Holocaust. And so they were, and not that that's worse than anything else anybody else has suffered through, but it was just my story. So when they came to America, they were really out to lunch. They were not fit to be parents, no offense to them, because they were still in the concentration camps in their mind, right? They were still there. You could not, I didn't know as a 2-year-old that my parents were not present and in the moment and enjoying life. But as a 2-year-old, I knew it. I just couldn't express it. So my whole childhood, I was trying to make my parents laugh or smile or be in the moment way before I even knew what those were. And so when I go on stage, the times that I do the best is when I pretend everybody in the audience is my parents.
Wow.
That's where I get my strength is from.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, looking at the pain, looking at how people really need to be present to survive, you know. How can I help them? So yeah. So we've spent a lot of time here. It's 32 after. What advice do you have for people? We didn't come with a pandemic manual. So what kind of advice from a comedy point of view or logical to make it through the first pandemic? How did people do that, Andre?
You know what I've seen and what I've experienced is that people have to be as resourceful as they can. They just gotta be resourceful. Like, and I've seen people doing that. Like, everyone's being so resourceful. Like I'm watching humans be exactly what they are. Like, humans are amazing. Like look at an airplane. You ever look at an airplane and say, "Look at that thing, it looks stupid. How does it fly?"
Yes.
Like, you know, like humans make space shuttles, humans made lasers. Like, we can pretty much do anything. And I'm just watching them do right now what they always do. Like, I see people adapting, I see people changing the way that they run certain businesses. I see everyone getting into, I had never been on Zoom before the pandemic.
Yeah, never.
I've never been on Zoom before the pandemic. This is amazing. so resourceful. And I think that no matter what happens, like, we will always continue to be that way, you know? Like, you know, look at the movies, you know? You look at Blade Runner and all these movies, you know, people moving into space, living on the ground. Like, that's really how humans are. Anything that happens, we'll find a way to get around it, or we'll find a way to deal with it and to continue living. Because at the end of the day, like, that's what it's really about, right? Like, it's really about just continuing life. We just can't say, okay, oh man, virus out there trying to kill us. Like, I guess this is it. Like, I'm 42 years old. I got a lot of years left.
Yeah.
To live. My wife will not let me die.
Aww.
You won't pray, baby? You won't let me die?
Andre, in closing, where can people follow you on social media?
On social media, they can follow me. They can follow me on Facebook, Andre S. McSwain, Instagram, Andre McSwain, and Twitter, Drangerous, DRENGEROUS on Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
What made you come up with Drangerous?
At the time, I felt dangerous.
It's a little bit of a hybrid between Dr. Dre, and you didn't want to forget about Dre?
I hope people never forget about Dre.
You've been so awesome. Are you in a position where financially you're giving out Cash App or Venmo if people want to do?
No, I haven't really been doing like the show thing or like doing anything virtually, like collecting, you know. But
yeah.
I'm working on some podcasts right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm working on some podcasts. I already started recording. Hopefully, it's all like edited and out.
Are you giving away the name of your podcast yet?
I'm working on 3 different ones.
What? Andre, you little workaholic. Will you let me?
I feel like everybody should have 10 podcasts right now because everyone's home. I'm working on 3 different ones. One with a good buddy from NJ. Another one with a good buddy from here, and then I'm working on one with my best friend. And they're all super, super different, about very, very different things. And they'll be edited and out, and people can find them if they follow me on social media. I'll have the links up and stuff.
I'll keep my eyes open. Will you tag me when you get ready to post them so I'm sure to see them, Andre?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Andre, for your time. You've been just a swell guy to talk to. I've enjoyed this so much.
No, this is great. I was excited about this.
Thank you so much. I'm going to hang up now and go about my merry way, but thanks so much. You're a delight. You're a nice, bright spot in a dark, dark world.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you. I'm glad I could be that.
You are. Thank you, Andre. Andre McSwain, everybody. Bye. Love you.